All right, so I was out earlier today and I was doing my midweek shop for my meal preps, and I saw a bunch of like really pretty flowers. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get me some. Why not? They're nice, made me feel good. So yeah, I was like, I wanted to put a nice little bouquet together, kind of liven up my mood and liven up my space with a little bit of color. And yeah, just nice little activity to do for myself. So I figured, why not record and have a little combo while doing so. So here we are. I think you're supposed to clip all the ends. This is my first time really doing this. Not my first time getting flowers, but my first time like arranging a little bouquet for myself. I've not been feeling all the best. I feel like these last few weeks I've been like, lots of lows, some highs, and a lot of fucking crying. I don't know, I think I'm just going through like a little transitional phase in my life. I'll be 34 in August, so it's kind of a big deal. Not a little baby anymore. Yeah, so I don't know. Things are just changing. I'm coming to face with a lot of parts of myself that I've probably spent a lot of the years suppressing. And so, I don't know, there's this battle between who I am now, who I'm becoming, and who I used to be. And I think it's kind of hard to let go of an identity that you've been. So now I'm about to cry already. But an identity that you've been attached to for so long. You know, I was watching this Theo Von podcast, and I guess he's going through a change in his life where he's really wanting to rewrite his story. You know, like he's talking about he's feeling different, and he's wanting to kind of rid himself of a lot of the habits that he had once, you know, attached himself to, and talking about healing and you know, getting closer with God and building that relationship. And I'm like, I really resonated with that a lot, because I kind of feel like I'm in a similar space where, I don't know, I've just been feeling so heavy and not really knowing what to do with that heaviness, other than kind of just sitting with it. So it's not been really easy. Sometimes it's not easy to sit with yourself. And I just feel like there's this battle between what I want now and a lot of things that I once thought I wanted no longer serving me. You know, it's kind of hard to just let go, really. So I've been praying a lot and really asking God for the direction. And the thing is, He'll plant those seeds in us, and a lot of times we know, we call it our intuition. But I think it's God speaking to us, and sometimes we choose to ignore it because it is a lot easier to stick with what it is that we know. But I'm realizing a lot of things that I might have thought I've healed through or let go of are things that are still very much present in my life. I've been having a really strong pull to just be vulnerable. I feel like vulnerability is the only honest way to exist in this world, and for so long I was afraid of being vulnerable. Me being a person who is I've got so many layers and so much depth, and I feel things so deeply. And a lot of times I wish that I didn't, because I'll feel joy very deeply, but the pain is also felt just as deep. And I think that that's something that I've kind of ran from for a really long time. But when you do that, you not only run from the bad, you also are running from the possibility of something being good. And I think that that's something that I'm kind of being faced with right now. And I don't know. I wish that I would have been able to come to this sooner. I think some things in my life would be a lot different. But better late than never, they say. So, I realized the amount of pain I've been carrying. And always feeling so afraid to open up because of the ways that I've been hurt by people and things that I've been the most vulnerable with. And it's really put me in a space where I've like kind of shut down, and almost to a sense where I've even been called like nonchalant, and I'm like, if you only fucking knew how chalant I really am. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling. I just know that I want to lean into this shift and really surrender to the things that I know that God is preparing me for. But it's not easy at all. At 34 years trying to break habits that you've held on to for so long and people that you've held on to for so long. It's not an easy thing at all. And I find myself like carrying so much of this heaviness. And I know that they say like hand your burdens over to God. And it's like, I want to do that, but I also don't know how. I know that healing is not linear, and there's days where I'm great. And then there's other days where I'm bawling my eyes out to sleep. And I'm functioning throughout the world like everything's fine, but when I come home and I sit with myself, you know, there's no hiding or fronting on yourself. Like, you know, you can't lie to yourself. And so I think that's when most of it comes out. I did not come on here expecting to have a crying moment like this, but this is just what's been on my heart, and I don't know, things in my life are changing. I'm changing. I feel different. I feel like I've just completely outgrown who I once was, as we should. We should never be so stagnant and, you know, not stretching and growing. And so I think that that's where a lot of this heaviness is coming from, because I've evolved so much, but yet and still I'm still holding on to these parts of me that are still with the old Leanna. And it's like, some shit you just can't take with you, and you can't carry with you into the next phase of your life. And I'm learning that, and that's, I think, what's really hard. I'm really realizing so much about myself, and yeah, just loving on myself more and leaning more into God, and showing the little girl in me that she's worthy of all the things. I think for a really long time, I was very confident, but I didn't always feel like I was worthy of a lot. I used to think that I had to earn love, and I was always good at giving it, but never good at receiving it. And that's cost me some really great things in my life. But I just know that I want a different story. I want something different. I don't know. I have a really good job, doing well for myself. I'm not struggling. Very well taken care of. Most people would be like, what the hell is there to complain about? And I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm complaining, but I'm just evolving, and it hurts to do so. So, yeah. I just wanted to do something to ease some of this heaviness, to make myself feel a little bit better, which this did, and also talking about it definitely helped also. I think this is pretty nice though. I did not want to make this a fucking heavy video, but whatever. This also is helping me with exercising that vulnerability muscle, because I do not want to hide anymore. I don't want to not align with what is meant for me in this lifetime, because I was too afraid to be all of me, whatever that looks like, and however messy that might look. You know, there's always going to be somebody or people that resonate with that. But when you are shrinking yourself or contracting yourself to be smaller and less of who you really are, you start seeing yourself in spaces with people who don't necessarily fit with your real self. So, yeah. I've made my nice little bouquet. I don't know how nice this is. I feel like these orange ones are just not being seen in it at all. I had to give them some light because they are kind of the start of the show. Pull them out forward a little bit more. I think I cut them too short. But yeah, just love on yourself and give yourself some grace. And if God is calling on you, don't be afraid to lean into that. Yeah. Maybe I'll do things like this more often. We'll see. But thank you.